My name is Danielle Burgess, and I am a 29-year-old colorectal cancer survivor. I have survived colorectal cancer twice, and I have Lynch syndrome. I was diagnosed with colon cancer at age 17, and in Lynch syndrome, it's common to be diagnosed younger than what's typically 50 or even a little under 50, but 17 is still really young. Now, I didn't really have many of the common symptoms of colon cancer at the time other than blood in the stool. I would see bleeding quite frequently and assumed it was a host of other things, stress, red foods, things I was eating like that. At one point, I had assumed it was hemorrhoids just based on my internet research, but at the end, after several years of bleeding, um, doctors rushed me in when they heard about what was going on, and it was determined that I did have colon cancer. I was a teen at the time, and so my experience was really different. I was going to chemo and surgery in the midst of doing homework from home and shopping for my prom dress. So those were the things that I was really looking forward to, just getting on to life. I was a junior in high school, so I just wanted to go back to school and join my friends. So not beating it or being a lifelong cancer patient just really never crossed my mind because I had so much to look forward to that I just went to every chemo and radiation treatment, just trying to breeze through it. I was diagnosed with colon cancer a second time when I was 25. It came out of nowhere. When I was diagnosed at 17, we just thought it was a fluke. I had received genetic testing. At that time, we didn't know I had Lynch syndrome. We didn't see any genetic markers that made us think it was ever coming back. And 8 years later, I had no reason to think it had come back. When I was diagnosed a second time, I didn't even actually have any symptoms. My doctor found a polyp in a colonoscopy, and that's kind of what got the ball rolling to test it and then have surgery and realize that I did indeed have colon cancer again. It was stage 1, so we caught it early. So my second experience was very different than my first, whereas my first I was a teenager experiencing stage 3 colon cancer. So I had all of the treatment, surgery, chemo, radiation for the first occurrence, but then my second occurrence, the cancer was contained and it was treated with surgery. So my two experiences were very different, but I will also say experiencing cancer as a teen versus a 20-something was also very different. And while physically it was a harder treatment as a teenager going through all of the cancer treatment steps, emotionally it was a lot harder when I hit the second one. Being 25, I kind of realized why cancer had been so scary to my parents and all their friends when I was so young, because all of a sudden it wasn't just this annoyance that didn't let me go to school and hang out with my friends. All of a sudden I realized that this is a life-threatening disease, and it's come back. My second diagnosis, I was married. We were starting to talk about starting a family, adopting a baby, and I kind of realized at that point the implications cancer has when you're a little older, an adult. So it was a very different experience in between the first and the second one. When I was diagnosed with my second cancer, doctors suspected that I did have Lynch syndrome even more. And at that point, they encouraged me to take some proactive steps, even though I didn't have the official Lynch syndrome diagnosis yet. A few years later, I underwent a total hysterectomy to remove all of the female reproductive organs that were also at risk because of the Lynch syndrome. And now I follow up with doctors to have yearly colonoscopies. I receive upper scopes every now and then to check out the stomach, and I'm always receiving blood work, CAT scans, and tests on all the other organs involved within the Lynch syndrome diagnosis.
For an interactive tool to learn more about your colon cancer and your personalized treatment options, go to mycoloncancercoach.org.